Duggan Cooley, the CEO. The city will use this fund to assist in fundraising disaster relief for residents, small businesses, and City of St. Petersburg employees impacted by Helene. All donations received by the fund will be used to directly aid those impacted by the storm. Now, to support this fund, the City of St. Pete contributed $200,000. The first $100,000 of that contribution will pay for any administrative costs associated with the fund. Now, this will allow for 100% of each gift to go directly to provide aid for disaster survivors. The remaining $100,000 of the city's contribution will go directly to disaster relief recipients. I'm also pleased to announce the fund has already received 3 major pledges of $100,000 each from the Foundation for a Healthy St. Pete, the Tampa Bay Rays, and St. Pete residents Trevor Burgess and Gary Hess. I want to personally thank these donors for their pledges, for their community spirit, and for supporting disaster relief for our residents and businesses. Now, these pledges are a great start, and I encourage those who can to consider donating to this fund. Donors may designate their gifts, and every contribution will help us recover and rebuild. To learn more about how to contribute to the We Are St. Pete Fund, please visit wearestpete.org. I'll now turn it over to 2 of our major pledge donors for a few remarks, starting with Kanika Tomlin, Foundation for a Healthy St. Pete CEO, and then followed by Brian All, President of the Tampa Bay Rays. Doctor?
Thank you, Mayor. This morning on my drive here, I heard a woman recount a horrific night spent on her roof with her more than 80 years old father, huddled together in life jackets, watching the water rise. We've all heard these stories. The extent the devastation that followed has had on our neighbors, families, and friends. We've all heard it, we've seen it, we've felt it, and we are living it as we work as a community to recover. So many across our community have called out in need, and in our beloved community, even as we navigate our own roads to recovery, we answer the calls of our neighbors. It's who we are. We are St. Pete. And the We Are St. Pete Fund is an illustration of this commitment, a promise that our road to recovery will be paved with compassion-fueled support for those who need it most. This is the work of the Foundation for a Healthy St. Petersburg, the organization I am honored and proud to lead. Every day, our phenomenal team of servant leaders works to build a stronger, more equitable community. This week, our team has been working to fund, feed, and uplift our community. And as the mayor mentioned, we are honored to answer the call to care with a contribution of $100,000 to the We Are St. Pete Fund. It is what we do. Our community, no matter the extent to which we have been individually affected, is being collectively tested. St. Pete's resilience, our beloved community's ability to rebuild and return to life as we knew it before the storm, is being defined. The work to reinforce resilience, equity, and the conditions required for good health to allow all people to thrive is our foundation's purpose. Last week, that need in our community exponentially grew, and so too must our work. We are so grateful for the leadership of Mayor Welch and the phenomenal city team that has gone above and beyond to take care of the people of St. Petersburg. We are proud to partner with others who have stepped up to help fund St. Pete's recovery. And we are grateful to all of you, everyone who will continue to make a difference for our neighbors, our families, and our friends. Every one of our city's social determinants of health have been disrupted. Access to health care, access to education, our social context and connections, economic stability, and our neighborhoods and built environment. All have been challenged, all have been changed. This will have a direct impact on the health of our community. But we will navigate the road to recovery. We will do it with compassion-fueled excellence, and we will do it together because we are St. Pete. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. Tomlin. Brian?
Thank you. Brian Ault from the Tampa Bay Rays. It has been a sad and emotional week as we all struggle with the effects of Helene and the devastation that it has caused. But amid that anger and destruction, St. Petersburg has also really come together. Neighbors helping neighbors, families inviting other families into their homes, parents figuring out carpools, teachers showing up for school despite the challenges that they have at home, and of course our first responders, as always, showing up heroically. Volunteers working tirelessly, often and incredibly, even cheerfully, at the long task of rebuilding and restoration ahead. We are moving forward with compassion and confidence on St. Petersburg's upward and inclusive journey together. The Rays and Rowdies are there too. Like all of us, dealing with our own challenges, our own facilities, our own homes, and our own staff, we were deeply affected like everyone in St. Petersburg, while simultaneously seeking to help anywhere and everywhere that we can. We are so proud to partner with the city in this effort, and we know they will lead us in a very, very strong recovery. I ask that everyone who can, every company, every corporation, every business, every person, every individual, every family, donate what they can to this fund. It's going to go a very long way. And in addition to showing up and putting your personal efforts to work to help your neighbors and friends and family, all of whom are going through this, we need the funds to be able to help even more and show everyone what it truly means when we say we are St. Pete.
Thank you, President Ault and Dr. Tomlin. Thank you for your leadership and your partnership and truly reflecting the spirit of St. Pete. Now, in addition to the fund, the city is focused on other areas of recovery, including debris collection. Yesterday, trucks began the initial drive through neighborhoods to start the debris collection process. More trucks will begin rolling through the city on this Monday, October 7th. The city will conduct multiple sweeps of debris, so please don't worry if you see a truck driving by and your debris isn't ready for pickup at that time. To aid the recovery process for residents, we've also launched remote permitting sites to make the permitting process faster, more accessible, and more convenient for homeowners who need to file permits for repairs to their homes due to storm damage. And we have also waived permitting fees for demolition and reconstruction. We have 3 sites set up at the Azalea Recreation Center, the Enoch Davis Center, and the Roberts Recreation Center. Sites are open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're also working closely with our federal and state partners to supplement temporary disaster housing for impacted residents. While we wait for additional temporary housing resources, the city has worked to secure hotel rooms for displaced residents and City of St. Pete employees. We have teams calling hotels daily and reserving rooms for residents who may need it. We also have street teams in neighborhoods collecting information from residents about what recovery resources are still needed. After this information is collected, the city follows up with residents and coordinates available resources, including temporary housing. We continue to work through our contact list so we can connect impacted individuals to recovery resources as quickly as possible. I also want to remind residents that FEMA individual assistance is now available, and I encourage anyone to apply for assistance if they need it. Now, for a full list of recovery resources, please visit stpete.org/Helene. The city will continue our recovery efforts until St. Pete is rebuilt stronger than it was before. If you're wondering how you can help with recovery efforts or you're interested in volunteering your time, please visit stpete.org/HeleneAid. Fill out the volunteer interest survey to sign up to assist with disaster relief efforts. Ultimately, this community is very resilient. We know there's a long road ahead of us, but we'll get through this together, working together as a team and as a family. Thank you all for being here, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. One of our reports has done a piece about the St. Pete Marina as far as the power outages they're facing. We were curious if you've heard any updates from Duke Energy about resolving that issue and what seems to be the holdup.
Okay. Administrator Gerdes, you want to handle this one?
I see Jeff here. Jeff, do we have any updates on the Marina Power?
My understanding is that from Duke's perspective, the
Jeff,
equipment
could you come up so everybody can see you? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Good morning, everyone. In reference to the marina, my understanding is that, Duke's equipment is energized and ready to serve. I was told that the city has some electrical equipment that has been damaged and they are waiting on an electrician to repair that. But I will work directly with the city staff this morning to ensure that the information I'm sharing is correct. And we will work to expedite whatever recovery needs to take place as quickly as possible on that situation.
Thank you, Jeff.
I talked to Marina residents the other day, and they said they received a letter from the city stating exactly what he said.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
I have some related to wastewater.
Yes, Mark. Claude, you might as well start walking up.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Okay.
So with the little bit over 1 million gallons that spilled from the reclamation facility, was that more or less than you expected? And is there any water quality issue? I know there's water quality issues in the bay, but is there anything going on with drinking water? I saw a lot of the samples, came back bad in the immediate aftermath, but yeah, if you could just give us the latest on that, please.
So our drinking water is very safe. We were blessed, St. Pete was blessed that our drinking water system did not receive any damage at all. We were able to keep operating, and we didn't have any leaks, any breaks, so our drinking water system is safe. That treatment plant usually gets about 8 to 10 million gallons a day of flow. If we had not shut it down and de-energized it, then the plant would likely have been down for 3 to 6 weeks. So therefore, you can do the math yourself. 3 to 6 weeks of 8 to 10 million gallons a day is a lot of sewage. And so we're not happy that we discharged 1 million gallons, but it could have been a lot worse.
Dr. Tomlin, I don't know if now is the right time, but could you speak to how, disasters like this disproportionately affect people from lower socioeconomic statuses?
Sure. So resilience is basically a definition of a person, a community's ability to recover from shocks, certain shocks and persistent stressors. Those who live in a state of fragility or vulnerability, and in our community we have evidence to show that that is disproportionately suffered by people of color and people of lower socioeconomic means. People who suffer more vulnerability absolutely suffer at a disproportionate rate when something like this happens. Their resilience just is not at the same level that other people enjoy. This is a test for everyone, regardless of the condition they enjoyed prior to the storm. But we will have to work extra hard to ensure that those who faced fragility prior to the storm are able to recover with all of the resources that are available and that they will need.
I know we kind of mentioned this at the council meeting yesterday, but can you speak to, are we actively making an effort to address, the people that might need a little extra help and, some of the other people that are also affected by that?
Absolutely, and that is at our core of our response is an equitable response to those neighborhoods that don't traditionally flood. We've had a street team component of 40 people, canvassing the city, going door to door and asking folks about their needs. When we rolled out food trucks or laundry, it was made sure that it was in an equitable fashion across our city. And I know there's some neighborhoods who feel they've been missed. Our street teams are still going out at this moment all across our city, and we want to make sure everybody is responded to, that we address all the needs, not just in the neighborhoods that traditionally flood. And our teams have been working every day since the storm cleared to make sure that happens.
If I could, Mayor?
Yes.
If I could just add to that too, and that's why the mayor, is the leader and set up the We Are St. Pete Fund, right? Because we need those resources to help those people who are hurting and may not have the resources themselves. So one of the things that the fund is going to do is help low-income people who've been damaged by the storm with direct assistance. So that's why we really need the community to come together and donate, help support the fund, so we can get those funds out to the people who need it.
Anything else, Mark? And again, I want to thank our donors, Foundation for a Healthy St. Pete, Tampa Bay Rays, Trevor Burgess, and Gary Hess. And I want to thank the Pinellas Community Foundation for coordinating this. Duggan, did you want to make any comments? You're the man that just makes everything run in the background. We appreciate it. Okay, well, that will conclude our update, and thank you all for moving our city forward. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.